Hey guys, I'm Glitter Valkyrie, and today we're going to pull on the Winter Dreamland banner. They added so many adorable festive characters, including one that I have wanted since launch, so I'm really hoping we can get these characters today. So we will talk about this banner as we go along, but let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I think that our plan for today is going to be to pull everything but Red, and I am so sorry to all those Manuela fans, but she is not a character that I really have much attachment to, and I really want those other characters, so I think that that's what we're going to do. And as for the character that I want the most on this banner, it has to be Artur. He is a character that I've wanted added to Faye since launch, and I was just so excited when I saw the trailer. I think that they really did him justice with his art, and I also think that he's going to be a very effective unit in Faye. I tend to struggle with a lot of the save units. I feel like I don't use them optimally, but because I love this character so much, I am like determined to make him work, and I really want to bring him to summoner duels, so I think that he is going to be the one that we're going to go for the hardest. But aside from Artur, I also really want the duo. I have talked about my love for Lysithea before, being a golden deer. I think that she has a really compelling backstory, and I love that she kind of persists despite what has happened to her, and she doesn't like mope about it. She just goes about her business and does her best. And I love that they chose a weapon that is sweets for her, because if you do all of her supports, it's kind of like her guilty pleasure, because she does have a shortened lifespan, and it's one of the things that she does indulge in, and I just love that they chose that as a weapon for her. I also love that they paired her with Lute, because it's really a duo that makes sense with both of them being such prodigies, and I just really want to use them in Faye. So they are definitely my number 2 choice, but I really do want them. And Mirabilis would be my third. I hate saying that she's third because I really do want her too, but I want those other ones so much that she's just a little bit lower on the tier list. But her being a fairy, I automatically want her, and I feel like dancers are always useful no matter what, and she is in an adorable Christmas outfit, so I'm really hoping that we can get her too. So I guess that kind of does cover all of the units on the banner. We do have our TT unit with Ignatz, and I am so happy that he is here. He really deserved it. And I feel like they did him justice too with this Christmas alt. So yeah, I guess that does cover everyone. So we can answer some viewer questions now. And as always, if I did not get to your question, I'm so sorry. I will try to do it in a future one. And if you think of a question you want to ask me, just leave it in the comments with #question, and I will put your question on my list. So our first question today comes from Ghost Valkyrie, and they ask, what is your experience with summoner duels so far? For me personally, I don't play it as much as other folks, but it's neat and a pretty fun concept that has really returned so much life to the game. Do you like it, or has the novelty worn off? Okay, so I've had like a lot of changing opinions on this mode over time. And when I first started playing, I actually did not like it because my first several matchups were like these super cancerous teams. And I thought, oh, it's just going to be another AR with all of these meta units that I have to counter. But then I started getting some matchups that were actually really challenging and interesting with really like well-invested characters that weren't necessarily meta, and I really enjoyed that challenge. So even if I didn't win, I still enjoyed it. I mean, I still prefer to win. But I came across a team like of entirely +10 Micaiahs, and it just made me so happy, and I'm pretty sure I lost, but I respect that kind of dedication. So I love that you can use the characters that you want to use, and I do think that it's a mode that could grow over time. I would love it if they would put some sort of limit on the amount of Kanto that you can use, because if you like see a bunch of teams with like Brave Erica and Reagan and Yuri and like a crunchy Edelgard, it's just not that fun. So if they could put some limits on it, that would be even better. And I feel like there really is a lot of potential for it to grow in the future. So overall, I do think that it has breathed new life into the game, and I'm super happy that they added it. But thank you for that great question. Okay, 3-star. And we get a Soren. Okay, let's pull this next green, and we can answer another one. And this comes from Rid PR. And they ask, this isn't Faye related, but in your Genshin video, you mentioned that Chongyun is your least favorite male character. Why is he your least favorite? So I'm so sorry to all the Chongyun fans. This is a really stupid reason that I don't like him. But it is in his idle animation. He makes this noise that I just really dislike. It just like kind of grates on my nerves. And really, for that reason, he is my least favorite. It's also that I don't really enjoy playing him. His design doesn't really do anything for me. So those are like other things, but it's really just because of the noise that he makes with the popsicle. So I'm sorry if that, oh my goodness. We got Sheen on. That is not a festive unit, but I will take that. Okay, let's check IVs. And he is neutral. That is Jedi, so I am happy with that. And who knows, maybe we can get a Mirabilis here. But I did want to thank you so much, BridPR, for that very lucky question. And we get a tail to you. All right, so let's go ahead and answer another one. And this comes from Jelly. And they ask, what are your Genshin ships? Oh gosh, I don't have too many, but I think that the main ones for me would be Child and Lumine. It just feels right. And the other one that I like would be Jean and Diluc. That kind of makes sense to me too. But really, otherwise, I don't know if I really ship anybody. But that could change in the future. But thank you for that great question. Okay, Smoke, please be Mirabilis. It's another Rocher. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and answer another one. And this comes from John Esporlas. And they ask, do you have any anticipated characters in Genshin? Yes, I actually have too many. The ones that are the big ones for me right now would be Yai Miko. I know she's going to come up somewhat soon. I also really want Sino when he comes out. I want Yao Yao. I also really want Yun Jin, but it seems like she might be free, so I'm super excited for that too. And I feel like Ayato is going to be a character that I really want, but I am going to reserve judgment until I see him. But yeah, overall, there are way too many characters that I want, and I wish I were less interested in all of these characters. But thank you for that great question. Okay, maybe this is Mirabilis. It's not, it's Obero. Okay, so we will pull this next color list and let's answer another one. And this comes from Zephyr. And they ask, now that all weapon types can get resplendence, well, other than beasts, but they aren't early enough to get one yet, who would you want to get one from each game? Okay, so starting with Shadow Dragon, probably my number one would be Paula, even though I really do like her art. I just want her to get more stats. I don't really have a pick from New Mystery, because I haven't played it. And then for Shadows of Valentia, it would be Claire. And then for FE4, definitely Deirdre. That needs to have happened like yesterday. And then for Thracia, I would say probably Nana. And then for Binding Blade, definitely Klein. And it's not because of the art. I absolutely love his art. I just want my Klein to have more stats. And then for FE7, I would love to see Matthew get a Resplendent. And then for Sacred Stones, super easy answer. It would have to be La Rochelle. But with Ephraim is a close second. And then what is next? Probably Path of Radiance. And I would say Raisin. And then for Radiant Dawn, I don't know if this character is technically Radiant Dawn or Path of Radiance, but I would have to say Leanne. I really want to see her too, even though I adore her art. I would love for mine to get more stats. And then what comes next? Probably Awakening. And I would have to say Olivia for sure. And then for Fates, probably female Corrin. And lastly, Three Houses. And I feel like that's not going to happen for a super long time. But whenever it does, I would love to see OG Claude. But thank you for that great question. Okay, 3-star. And we get a tail to you. Okay, so we'll pull this next one. Hopefully we can get a focus unit. And let's go ahead and answer another question. And this comes from Amy Jo, and they're a couple for me. And they ask, what is your opinion on the Cain and Abel archetype, and which Cavalier do you usually like better? And what are your opinions on Lissa, and what's your favorite ship for her? And what is your favorite Awakening and Fates child character? All right. So for the Cain and Abel archetype, I do tend to like them, and I can't say that it's the same for every game as to whether I like one type of unit. It really just tends to differ based on the character. Like, as for Cain and Abel, I probably like Cain a little bit better, but Sometimes I go for the other unit, depending upon the game. But I do tend to like them in most of the games. Oh my goodness. That is not a festive unit, but that is Layla, and I really do like her, so that's great. Okay, let's check IVs. And she is plus speed, we take that. And we back out, and hopefully we can get something focus before the 40. But getting back to this lucky question from Amy Jo, my opinion on Lissa. I absolutely love her as a character. I want her to have resplendent art like yesterday because I really want to build mine. And as for a ship for her, I really do like her with Vike so that we can have blonde Owain, but alternatively I do like her paired with Frederick as well. And as for my favorite Awakening and Fates child characters, oh gosh, well, for Awakening, it's 100% Lucina. She is the best daughter. And then as for Fates, oh my gosh, that's tough, but at the end of the day, it has to be Siegbert for me. I think he's just so incredibly sweet, and I don't know, I just love him. But thank you for that very lucky question. And we get a Libra. Well, I guess this means that we will be sparking for our tour, but maybe we can get the duo here. Okay, smoke. Never mind, it's Kaze. Alright, so I think we have time for one more question since I'll pull both these blues. So this question comes from Gavin Moyse, and they ask, which is your definitive favorite character in all of Fire Emblem, Lara Shell or Sarah? Oh my goodness. So I feel like this is probably a cop-out, but I honestly love them both equally. I love them for different reasons. I think they both have redeeming qualities, and there is a lot of nostalgia at play there, but I really do love them both equally, and I'm so sorry if that's a cop-out, but thank you for that great question. Okay, so we are past our 40, and we have to take our tour. I just love him so, so much. And I am so, so glad that we could spark. This would have been a little bit rough otherwise. Yay! Oh my goodness, I love his art so, so much. He is so cute. And we got the thing. All right, so you know what? For now, I am going to stop here. I can't promise that I won't go back to spark for the duo at some point, but I am really happy that I was able to get our tour. And I do want to wish you all the best of luck on this banner, and I want to wish you all the happiest of holidays as well. So as always, thanks so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.
I'm here as a representative of the Winter Festival. I hope I'm doing a good job. Illuminate my path. I've put my heart into this.